Anna Marie, what a difference an hour makes as hundreds of people line West State Street behind me to watch the city's annual 4th of July parade, which kicked off just a couple of minutes ago. Morados not only owns the Village restaurant, he also owns the Sycamore Theater. He says anytime they can get more foot traffic on these streets, it's a win for local businesses. All is quiet here at Davis Park, but that will not be the case in less than an hour as people will rally for U.S. lawmakers to pass the Protect Our Letter Carriers Act. Numbers were low to start the evening, but as you can see behind me, as the night went on, the number of people went up. Thousands of people are dazzled by the series of booms and bursts that illuminate the night sky to celebrate the 4th of July, but dogs don't see it that way. In fact, animal experts I talk with say it's best to leave them at home. Event organizers say this small business block party started as a way to showcase the local vendors at the East Wind Business Complex. And even though the event is in its second year, there's already some first-time vendors. Meyer says she was optimistic about this project when it started in 2014, but now that it's been more than a decade, she says she'll believe it when she sees it. Tommy Meek started this Juneteenth celebration 34 years ago as a way for everyone in the community to learn more about the holiday and the true meaning behind it.
We all knew it was coming, we just didn't know when.
It's an unprecedented thing that our democracy has to deal with.
Just 8 days after former President Donald Trump survives an assassination attempt at a rally in Pennsylvania, President Joe Biden shakes up the 2024 campaign by ending his re-election bid.
He had a great presidency, the greatest of my lifetime for working families and for progressives.
He's not suitable to continue to be president. I'm very concerned as to who's actually running the country.
Winnebago County Democratic Party Chairman Charles Lasconis says he knew this was a possibility but never thought this day would come. He says whoever accepts the Democratic nomination at next month's DNC in Chicago will carry on Biden's decades-long legacy.
I think this is going to energize a new, younger, more progressive base. We have to make sure we get people out to vote. And I think if we get our people out to vote, I think there's no stopping us.
Meanwhile, State Representative John Cabello, who's been a supporter of the Trump campaign since 2016, says this won't shake the Republican Party.
What I saw after the assassination attempt is a different guy. I think he's much more humble. I've seen emotion in his face, things that he's never shown before.
Maybe this is what our political system needs, is for people to get in a room and figure out who the right person is.
I've checked the weather more on this vacation than any other vacation in my life.
When Matt Lindner arrived in Jamaica Sunday afternoon, Hurricane Beryl was not a concern, with flights and the hotel operating as normal. He's there with his wife, 6-month-old daughter, and other family members.
The best thing that we could possibly do for us and for our family was to trust that the hotel knew that it was going what it was doing to keep us safe.
Matt says Wednesday was a strange day. Around 2 p.m. when the storm was supposed to hit, everything was normal. But suddenly, the winds picked up and the power started flickering.
There's a tree right up there, so there's a tree with a couple broken branches down there. That all happened within about the first hour or two of the storm. So that was kind of scary, and that was one of those, like, things are getting real moments.
Thankfully, branches scattered throughout the resort is the extent of the damages.
I absolutely positively never want to go through this again, because it's terrifying, and you are hoping that you're going to get as lucky as we got. At the end of the day, we lost a day of vacation, roughly, and in the grand scheme of things, that is not a big deal.
The Red Cross right now is responding to more severe and more frequent disasters than ever before.
For those who are less fortunate, the American Red Cross of Northwest Illinois will deploy around a dozen volunteers from Illinois to Texas.
Anytime anyone is able to volunteer their time, it helps us with mission delivery, and that's what we want to do at the end of the day, is just make sure everyone gets the help that they need.
They got me named Terrence. I don't know who Terrence is.
And I'm James. Like, who is James?
Political texts blowing up your phone every hour, every day, trying to get your attention and your vote. Some say it's like a virus that's spreading.
They're blowing up my phone, asking me about stuff that I really don't care about. So but
how do y'all even get my number?
Experts say it's the dark web. Scammers use common area codes like Chicago's 312 to trick people. According to Thomas Johnson with the Better Business Bureau, the texts sometimes offer a reward that doesn't exist.
They'll take nearby area codes as well to make you think you may not be getting a call from anybody in Rockford, but they may be in Freeport.
Stevenson County Democratic Party Chair Jody Koss gets so many she doesn't know which ones are real.
When I realized that I couldn't really tell where those texts were coming from, I just stopped.
Paul Hoffman with the Winnebago County Republican Central Committee averages 20 texts and 10 calls a day, some of which are out of state.
It makes our job difficult because we do like contacting our local citizens to inform them of the upcoming election.
Experts say the best defense against the unwanted messages is to delete and report them.
Once that money's gone, it can't be clawed back.
Just cool to see how the Peaches and other women's baseball teams really helped for women to get into sports.
Bailey Huftelin is one of more than 80 people who spent the last 8 weeks rehearsing for Girls of Summer, an original musical inspired by the Rockford Peaches.
It's the women that make this world go round, not us.
I think it's super special that not only we're doing the show in Rockford based on a Rockford team, but we have a lot of Rockford locals performing in this show who grew up knowing the Peaches.
Bailey plays Millie Fritz, one of the players on the Peaches. She hopes this musical shows female athletes nothing can stop them from chasing their dreams.
You can just be yourself, and it doesn't matter the talent level of the person next to you. You just go out there and do your best.
Rockford University also has an exhibit called Chasing Your Dream, Girls and Women in Baseball.
I learned how to score baseball watching the Chicago Cubs on my dad's lap when I was like 5, 6 years old.
Kathy Headley also tried out for the Colorado Silver Bullets, a women's pro baseball team from 1994 to 1997. She says this exhibit is a reminder of the prominent role of female baseball players both on and off the field.
Personally, I can't tell you how important it is to feel seen, to feel that and to realize that your favorite sport you can actually play.
It's kind of a mini waterfront. The weather's usually nice and we're right on the river and food's good.
At this point last year, about 6,000 more people had attended Rockford City Market, according to Executive Director Becca Bartles.
We as an organization pour our hearts into this event. You know, we're working year-round to bring this to life every summer. So when we see the community come out to kind of celebrate that with us, it's always awesome to see.
The second week of the market was canceled because of storms. The market ended early last week for the same reason. Despite this, at least 5,000 people attend the market every week. More than 60 businesses, returning and new, make up this year's summer vendors. One first-timer is Rockford Mochi in its 5th week at the market.
It's always really nice to see Rockford people supporting local businesses because just from talking to business owners, I see how difficult it is sometimes to own a small business. So it's always really great to see that.
Numbers were low to start the evening, but as you can see behind me, as the night went on, the number of people went up.
It's pretty gratifying to come down here each Friday night, and honestly, it's one of the greatest things I think I've ever accomplished.
City Market founding member Tyler Smith says as the school year starts for many, a smaller crowd to start the night is normal.
Our first project was the City Market. We started with $20,000, and this is what we've done with that $20,000.